My name is Demerais. I was the executive director of Vancouver Native Health Society for the first 29 years of the society's existence. And the genesis for the organization actually happened in the late 80s when the provincial government of the day realized it didn't have anything happening in any of the major urban areas of the province for Indigenous people who had moved into those urban areas such as Vancouver, Victoria, and some of the interior cities as well as cities on the island. And the realization came at a time when other provinces were fully engaged in the kinds of things that they felt necessary for their people. And British Columbia had to catch up, so they interviewed about 250 to 300 of us. And at the end of the interviews, they brought us into a series of conferences, and we kept saying basically the same thing over and over again in terms of what the needs were and what some of the history was behind why those needs existed. And as a result, the people who were the government representatives of the day said, well, if you folks can get together and form an organization, we would be able to provide you with some startup funding, and that's basically the genesis of how the organization began. We formed a board of directors after very quickly establishing a society, and the first board of directors had a retreat, once again sponsored by the government of the day, and we mapped out, those of us who were elected to the first board, we mapped out what we thought were some broad areas of endeavor that could guide us, broad areas of principle might be a better way. And the idea was to have those principles guide us in making an overall plan for how to go about bringing some services to our people. And the idea was not to just emulate what existed at the time in the various bigger cities. We wanted to make it a little bit different in that we knew from many of our own experiences that the notion that it should all be a medicalized situation or a medicalized set of services wasn't going to do as much for our people as a lot of other people might have thought they would. So we wanted to get more into the spiritual side of things. We wanted to bring in traditional healers, and we wanted to see if there was some merit in melding those kinds of healing practices together with contemporary Western medicine as it's known today. And we began the process, as I say, in a retreat, and we mapped out, came down with some principles, and out of that came a set of goals and objectives that we wanted to set for ourselves. And initially I was on the board. We had an executive director at the time who wasn't quite sure in terms of what it was we were wanting from her. She was from a different area of Canada, and when that didn't work out with her, they put me in charge of carrying on, and I did it for the next 29 years.